residential places are coming up, so the agricultural space is getting shrunk. But there will be therefore a greater push necessary for higher yields to come from the farm, to be able to feed the growing population and at the same time the shrinking land available.
Yeah, I'll just take a little bit because I would rather rely on the effective participation and cross-coordination of ideas, because I would also like to get myself enriched in the process of interactions. Agriculture is certainly not my forte. I have no client who has agro-based operations. Whatever I know about agriculture is based on my study of the macro environment that prevails in India. But yes, here the forum is global, so you have to look beyond India. But you see, if I have to enumerate three major USP of India, and therefore you guys are essentially going to operate from India, although your outlook and your market and your reach would be across the world. Three factors, three USP of India. Both Dr. Ranka and Ramdev have mentioned about the population size. I think in terms of sheer market, India has only one peer, and that's China. There is one more factor in favor of India as compared to China, and is that China has already reached a middle income level per capita group of countries. Per capita income has already reached $6,000, whereas India's has just barely touched $2,000. What I'm trying to tell you is that agro-based, agro-related products based on the consumption of the Indian populace itself, forget about the world market, would be so huge, and it would be hugely going to expand in the years to come, because demography-wise we have got the best demographic composition of population among all the countries of the world. Although the demographic advantage is also likely to be a demographic nightmare, that is not the subject matter of discussion today. So, if you guys have an eye on any of the businesses that will have some connection with agriculture, it may sound agriculture, is like little this, but as Dr. Raka said, the restaurant business, the hospitality business, the agro processing, and all those things, huge opportunities. And I think going forward in the question answer session, we'll come to know more about it. But I am meeting you guys for the first time, and I am, if I continue to interact with you for the next 2 years, I am sure of one thing: the grey matter inside my brain will be receding at a much lesser pace than what I am hearing at the moment. So I keep interacting with you and keep looking forward to understanding from you, and I am looking forward to enriching myself. In the process, guys like Dr. Ranka, Ramdev, Janak, myself, and 2 others, Ashok Patel and Dubai, will be sharing only our experience. And let's make it very clear. I think Dr. Ranka has already made it very clear. This is going to be interactive. There is no formal education. We are just sharing our experience, expertise, and things like that. And I think Dr. Ranka, as the anchor of this forum, the team leader from among us, deserves all the compliments for coming up with this idea. And hopefully, this will blossom into a wonderful forum, which I'm sure the people in the neighborhood towns and metro cities also in years to come will be talking about. Thank you.
Okay, I think the floor is open.
Dr. Ranka, since you've written down,
yeah,
let's give me this. You can help me writing also. 2 other areas which I think we missed out. One is this word contract farming. The laws in India don't permit any of that cross-holding in large buildings.
commercial.
But it's commercial. Commercial is contract, but I'll share with you, PepsiCo has just picked up almost 50,000 acres near Anandpur, Disa to do potato farm. Ketchup Haynes has picked up some 10,000 acres in Bangalore area to do tomato farming. Now, all of this is very interesting, and some of you who are interested in food should go and visit some of these facilities because they have their cold chain attached to it, they have storage facility attached to it, they have grading facility attached to it. We have some time to chat. Okay, I'll give you one of the projects which I studied a couple of years ago. Was to put a
major focus is 2040.
yeah. So
What you are telling me is
so something you start doing now, which is going to fructify in 5 years' time, gives you a lot of money to be made as the laws in India change. Right? If you see the story of the harvester for wheat in Punjab, Haryana, UP, sometimes on the road to Kheda, you will be able to see 1 or 2 second-hand harvesters even now being used in Saurashtra area. But when in my days those harvesters came, I had gone up to the government of Punjab and asked them for permission to store 50,000 tons of wheat in a silo. And I said I will have 10 such silos in 10 different mandis. All I needed is NABARD permission saying that you put anybody's wheat and you take anybody's wheat. So it's graded wheat, it's clean wheat, it's stored wheat, the price is relating to the mandi, not to me. I am only storing. Right? That idea works all over the world, not in India. Right? Some political compulsion, this, that and the other, and today everybody stores his wheat himself and therefore the rat eats 30%. FGI being the major culprit. So such sort of storage ideas are super. When the silos, when I went to Texas, Houston in America to see a superb galvanized, दिन में वो 50 टन का साइलो खड़ा किया, superb and graded electricity, carbon dioxide, this.
But anyway, there is one good news in this budget. Government, while virtually dispensing, this FIDP approval requirements, everything will be routed through FDI. Multiple brand details with the condition of, the value chain of at least 70% being from Indian sources. It also holds out a lot of promises. I think a lot of agro-based foreign multinationals will also come large numbers because foreign direct investment, government has said that it will keep on liberalizing further. In my opinion, it already stands fairly liberalized at the moment. FDI. If there is one government department where it's a pleasure to visit even online or even sometimes even offline, it's Reserve Bank. At least until 8th of November. I don't know now, but at least 8th of November, my impression is that Reserve Bank is the truly most autonomous, most professional run government organization. FEMA approvals, requirement of compliance in terms of FEMA, everything is online, everything is transparent. So FDI relaxations are coming. So those of you who are interested in having tie-ups with the companies, big companies abroad, agro-based or something like that, you can pick up some of the things. In my opinion, the idea of agriculture or agro-based companies and business, the time has come. That's what I think. And especially next 10 years, as Dr. Ranka says, that's going to be one of the huge.
Apart from storage and all that, the other item which I would just like to touch upon is seed. So, GM, genetically modified seed, lot of discussion going on, lot of politics involved in it. But even the hybrid seed, I have seen in Egypt, we get 10 times the yield of India for cotton. 10 times the yield of India. So, I think that is a vast area where if somebody gets the seed into India by some legal method, Monsanto is trying very hard. It will be a very, very big business opportunity.
Let me give you also one small statistics. How many of you are aware that India has the largest cultivated land in the world?
Yes.
Now number 2, sorry, after America. And the only country where maximum out of that cultivable land, one can take multiple crops. That's the only country. In terms of largest chunk or parcel of land, out of the total cultivable land,
The largest amount of arable land.
yes, cultivated, arable land, cultivated. Largest. USA, of course, is the largest country.
And snow per time, -degree million.
And they get only one crop in a year, whereas we can.
We get multiple crops in most of the arable land. That's the.
Let us start with now each one, and maybe we can just take these topics and
Sure.
let's start putting your thoughts through. Yeah, let's put our thoughts through and let's start evolving ideas which we really can build a global business. Whether you really see any light at the end of the day that these businesses actually can emerge as global businesses, and what are the integration of technologies which might happen in this field, what are really going to happen. So anyone of volunteer?
I just have, I just wanted to bring up 2 points. I just had comments. When we talk about robotization, glass houses, biofarming, organic farming, these are all sort of value-added farming methods compared to what is done today in India. So, if you look at what the challenges are in terms of moving towards that, one is that the Indian land laws do not really allow for sort of mass-scale farming because land consolidation is a big issue. So unless you don't have say 100 acres of land, robotizing the farming or doing sort of value-added farming does not make sense. Maybe only if your land holding is 1 acre. Secondly, this is sort of driven by government policies which one never knows when they will actually kick in, as India moves more and more towards a developed economy. So, I would say, and on top of that, 1 acre land, 2 acre lands are, jumps are being held by farmers who are, typically if you look at their knowledge of farming or their, this thing, it's, they have a high level of apathy actually towards the sort of innovation in farming, and also they are poor in resources. I mean, they cannot invest themselves in sort of value-added methods of farming. So the challenge becomes that if we want to move towards sort of value-added farming in such a fragmented market, such as India, such a fragmented scenario, how do you do that? The second is, if you are a supplier to the farmer, your cost of reaching out to each and every farmer is extremely high compared to say America, where one farmer buys material for 100 acres or 200 acres or 500 acres, whereas here you will have to make 500 transactions to get the same amount. So your marketing costs are extremely high. So how do you meet these challenges in a country like India?
ATM. They can do the transaction cost lower, why can't you? So these are the things which we need to make. So these are the challenges.
I would add to what you're saying. I think Gujarat and Punjab, it's okay. Gujarat and Punjab are the only 2 states which have restrictive policy. Believe me, I cannot buy agricultural land in Gujarat per se, even though I am a farmer of Maharashtra. But in Rajasthan, you non-agriculturalists can go and buy agricultural land. There is no law which stops you. Also, there is no ULC, there is no urban land ceiling or other land ceiling. You can buy 1,000 acres in Rajasthan and then welcome. Right? But the thing is that India is such a large coastal line that if we are wanting to do surplus agricultural farming for export, better be on the coastal side. So something like Kutch Bhuj, superb place to do farming, including date farming.
So that is your assuming that you would yourself want to farm.
No. You have an organization who is getting people to farm. This Heinz and PepsiCo two models are already ready in India.
Contract farms.
Yeah, contract farming.
Farming can be a business. I think that's something we
Now with the mango being released for export, even our Kesar mango is all contract farming.
Reliance and I think SR, they have put up a huge farm for Kesar plantation.
One addition I would like to make, see, your apprehension about robots replacing humans in farming is not really well placed. Because as the cost of robot per hour will go below the human labor, it will start replacing. So I think it's all about your ability to see in 2040 whether the cost will go below the human cost or not. Because if that doesn't go, then yes.
I can only share with you that I, Ritika, visited the Dole's pineapple farms in Hawaii.
Yeah.
And the whole of America eats out of Dole's pineapple farms of Hawaii. So they are grown in Hawaii, they are processed in Hawaii, same day in the morning, in all the malls of America they are available. And it's a 100-year-old factory.
The origin is in Philippines.
Also.
The Dole is
Complementing the same cooperative model, just like Amul and other things what we have, to complement the same issue. If you have this cooperative model of farming, we can have this robotization, all this biogas and this glass house and everything. We can afford very easily. If we can somehow convince those small landlords to get connected, make a cooperative society or kind of Amul model, and then we do it, I think it should be done. But somehow, I can't see.
Then you will not really make a $100 million or a $500 million business.
Maybe politics
Actually, capture
everything.
the opportunity. The whole idea in this room has to be how are you going to build a $500 million business? So unless and until you assemble the production system, which is far superior than anybody else doing in the world, that's when you will have to drive other people out of the business. So this, as I said, glass house can actually give you a 10 times increase in productivity. It's all disruptive. The other farmers will be driven out of the business, literally, if you start doing that. You need 1/10 of the land. You will not need land anymore.
Using hydroponics.
Hydroponics is one example.
Yeah.
So, can we start from one place? You want to come here and just start giving your thoughts on every aspect, how you see 2040. Where is the whole world will emerge and why? What we really want you to really is to express yourself, saying, okay, these are the areas which are likely to emerge and they are going to affect this industry in this way. So what are those ideas? They may be wild ideas. Let's share, let's debate with them. I mean, what else? Let's, you can just take the framework.
So, in this vision, I was just connecting.
You can keep writing also if you want.
Is it
You
okay?
can take the picture. Yeah.
Then if I start connecting with the business
Sure.
dynamics so that I can do
Yeah.
2040. So, as we are into the business of supply chain, marketing, distribution, and exporting products all over chemicals now. So, what I can immediately connect with this discussion regarding agriculture is a product called essential oils. Now, we are exporting a lot of aromas and as synthetic and naturals. So, like cardamom oil, Kerala, south of India is very famous for all these oils. So, I was just trying to connect by 2040, what can I do as in the business which I am in, I'm already exporting around 300 plus aroma chemicals, where the world might be looking at the uniqueness of Indian land. But certain oils can only be produced here, and which is why the foreigners have to come and buy from here. Otherwise, they keep on going to different parts of the world. So that is one thing I could connect with, and maybe how can I look at it as a $500 million scalable opportunity, where I look at various essential oils where it can be already been produced here, but the sector of supply chain is not very organized. There are small-time traders, it's not professionalized. So in that area, I was just thinking while I was sitting that how can my business get into an organized supply chain by getting it contract manufactured here, the essential oils, and then taking it to the, that's what, and an idea which popped up while listening to the discussion.
Essential oils can also get into massages, can get into the medicinal area. So you will have to actually take help of the chemical guys to actually find out what plant under what condition produces what quality of oil. Because at the end of the day, if you really see where the 20, 40, 25 years from now, people will have so much of money. Wealth will be so much. People will look for those high quality products. So how you are going to produce that high quality oil, that's going to be the winner. It's like, today you buy cream from Lancome. I personally have bought cream from Lancome, $125 छोटा सा bottle करके, night cream. So I was tempted to buy. I said, क्या है इसमें? Like 100 grams I paid $125. That was funny on my part, but I bought it. So, and I used it and I thought it was good. So all I'm trying to say is that the opportunities of this quality from essential oils can be, in any direction. So the integration of technologies right from sensing to the deep agricultural, aspects, what will lead to quality, and then processing it. Because in processing also